Hey guys, what's up and welcome to Love Inspiry Space on the internet. How many of you guys have heard of the phrase single until married? Most people say it, but what does that truly mean? What are they trying to say? But I want you guys to understand in this video that there are stages to relationships. It's like a book. You set the scene, build up the story, get to the climax, and then you get to the ending. And the same thing happens in relationships. Stick around as I discuss what it truly means to be single until married. Let's talk love. All right, guys, hello to everyone and welcome to today's podcast. The topic, obviously, as you heard in the intro, we are going to be talking about single until married, that phrase. But before I get there, I want to introduce myself. First of all, thank you to anybody who is listening on the podcast, which we are filming as we speak, and on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you stick around, enjoying the conversation. Drop a comment below, whatever the case may be. Just engage with us. We would love to hear your opinions on this and all that good stuff. But for those who don't know, my name is Angie. I'm the founder of Love Inspiry LLC, where our mission is to build powerful, transparent, and durable relationships. And you know, I'm very passionate about what I do. I love what I do. And so I get inspired a lot by different things, and so I decided to do a segment on where I just give my professional opinion, my opinion based on experience, my opinion based on you know, clients that I've spoken to and all that jazz. And so this is the first episode that I'm doing that, and I also decided to film it or record it for the podcast. So thank you wherever you're watching. I appreciate you guys so much. So I want to start by expressing where this topic came from. So Kiki, I believe her name is Kiki Palmer. I should know this because I'm actually a fan of hers, but I saw a couple of weeks ago where she had posted a video. Basically, I want to quote correctly. She said that she was single until married and she doesn't want to be locked into nothing unless she is locked in for life. And I noticed that a lot of women have this mindset of literally thinking you are single until you're married. And I just want to say that you're never going to get to marriage thinking like that. So that's why I decided to do this, because I want to go through the particular stages of relationships, the stages that all relationships, most successful relationships, go to. Now, this is a disclaimer. This is just my opinion. This is not the gospel. It is not written in the King James Version. Please don't take what I say as word. I'm pretty sure you all know that. But I do have a professional take on it and a take from experience with getting to my marriage to this day. And so I like I said, I want to dissect, you know, the three parts of relationships. You have the dating phase, you have where you're in a relationship, you're in a committed relationship, and then that leads to marriage. Now, let's go back to the dating stage, where you are truly, literally and figuratively single. You know, you are not lonely, but you are alone. You don't have anybody that you have to really necessarily communicate with, or somebody that you don't have to check in with. You're just dating them, or you're dating multiple people. And I do want to say that women get a bad rap for dating around. I don't know why, because men do it all the time. You know, this is the time where you are trying to pinpoint who is worth your time. And I think this is a good stage to start with, obviously, because you want to weed out the people that are not for you. And I think when you are dating with intention, and what I mean by dating with intention, I mean dating to marry, this is the time where you express that. You date with people that are dating to marry. And I think this is a time where you are dating, you know, multiple people, or whatever the case may be. It could be one person at a time. It could be whatever you are doing. This is where you are in the phase where you are finding somebody that interests you, somebody that you are intrigued by, somebody that is going to wow you, make you want to go that next step with them. Now, remember, it is levels to relationships. And I do want to say this. We have to not skip levels. And what happens when we skip steps and we skip levels and we do all the things that we're not supposed to do, trying to rush a process, we mess this up. And this is why a lot of people are in relationships and they're not happy. A lot of people are in relationships just to have a relationship. There's really no substance there, and that's because you are skipping steps. Now, I do want to believe that what Kiki was saying was she doesn't want to date anybody that is not dating to marry. She doesn't want to date just to screw and have sex. She wants to date with purpose. So I'm hoping that that's the direction she was going, because you have to go through different stages to get to your desired destination of marriage. I just believe that that's important. That's a part of your foundation, laying it, building that friendship, just that dating period, really truly deciding, okay, is this person worthy of my time? Do I really want to commit to this person? And so you have that phase where you're out on Tinder, or you're out in the club, or you're at church. Listen, no judgment over here. However you get it, keep it and work with it. But whatever you have to do, wherever you're getting it from, you know, hopefully it's a person that is adding value to your life and, you know, not stressing your life out, however you get him or her. But I do want to say that, you know, this is the time where you don't have to consider yourself locked in. You're dating, you're exploring, you're exploring the different avenues. You're trying to figure out who is worth it, who is really truly going to, who you can truly grow with. Let's just say that. So, and then you have this period between dating and marriage where I call it, obviously you're in a relationship, you're in a committed relationship. So let's say you dated 2 or 3 men and you found this one man to really, you can see growth with, you can see a family with, and you decide, okay, we're going to take it next level. Remember, it's levels to this, it's levels to dating. So you decided, hey, I'm going to take this relationship next level. We really finna do this. This is where your foundation becomes more, has more substance in it, because now you're truly understanding this person. You are looking for how they communicate. You are looking for how they handle adversity. You are looking for, you know, what do they think of the logistics of life, politics, religion. You're really trying to get to the root of this person, because now you are building on a different level other than just kicking it as friends. And so this is an important level to have in your relationship, because this is really where everything comes to a head. And I always tell people that I feel like you really should have a fight or two before you get married. You need to know who you're dealing with. Because a lot of the times in that dating phase, you know, a lot of people are putting on, not necessarily putting on to con you. That's the word I was looking for, con you. But everybody's typically on their good behavior when you first meet them. Then that shell comes undone. Then they start acting like crazy and who they really are, which is fine, which is what you want. You want that breakdown. You want people to feel comfortable with you. And this is what happens in that period of in a relationship. You start getting comfortable with this person. You start creating safety and security with this person. And this probably is the most important stage, and something that you should not skip. You know, most people just get right into a relationship with somebody. They're not building that friendship. They're not building that quality time, and they're not connecting and having that emotional intimacy that I've been talking about on social media all week. It's very, very important how close you are. And in the dating stage, you know, marriage does not happen overnight. When you're in a relationship, you're still obviously single, because if you look on an application, you're not going to check off married or in a relationship. It's single. You know, figuratively, you are single, but in a literal standpoint, if this makes sense, you are in a committed relationship. You have to take baby steps. You have to realize that you have to crawl before you walk. Why would you want to jump right into a marriage if you haven't experienced a committed, next level committed relationship from the dating period? So hopefully this is making sense to you guys, and understanding that there's levels to it. You can't just, well, let me say this. people do it all the time. And, you know, people might look at my story and say, hey, you did it. Not necessarily. You know, my husband and I, we grew up together. We knew each other. We knew that we were going to be together for pretty much our entire lives. But we got together September. We started talking. Y'all remember we used to say talking back in 2003. We started talking September 2003. But he didn't ask me to be his girlfriend until maybe April or May of 2004. So that was about 7 or 8 months where we were dating. We were building friendship. We were trying to find common ground, interests. We were trying to see if we were intrigued by each other. We were trying to see if there was really something there. Then we decided to commit. Look, I'm in high school talking about I was committing, but I really was. Then we became we got into a committed relationship where it was like just you and me. Obviously I'm still single because I'm a minor, and if I'm on an application I'm checking off single or guardian, really. But you know, then we got into this part where we were building our foundation. We were building on trust. We were building on honesty. We were building our friendship a little bit more. We were building on getting to know each other, not as just Angie and Nate, but as a couple, how you operate as a couple. When you're dating somebody, you're really just getting to know them. But when you're in a relationship, hopefully this is making sense to you guys. When you're in a relationship, you're getting to know this person as your significant other. Okay, can I go the distance with him? Can I have kids with her? This is your time to assess all of that. And what I want to say, if I didn't say it already, make it known to your significant other, your partner, or whoever, your friend, that you are dating with purpose. I can't reiterate that enough. We really truly make mistakes when we try to say, oh, you know, this person will come around, or this is too soon. If you're dating to marry, let that be known. So if Jack is not dating to marry, he can get the heck up out of here. Hit the road, Jack. And don't come back unless you're ready to date to marry. Then I might be wifed up by then. But you know, just make sure that you are communicating these things, because the worst thing we can do is not communicate our true feelings. Somebody does not know if you don't tell them, you know, what you desire and what you truly desire from a relationship. So I just wanted to say that real quick. Just remember, baby steps. You have to crawl before you walk. You date. Then you get into this committed relationship, like I said, and then there's marriage. That's the ultimate goal if you're dating with purpose, to get married to this person. And it's not just a piece of paper. This was ordained by God. This is what scripture says, that marriage is honorable above all. So when you get into this marriage, you know, you don't just get there, but you have to make sure that you are maintaining this marriage. And what you have built in that committed relationship with one another, that is what's going to keep your marriage afloat. That's what's going to keep your marriage thriving. You're going to have this really solid foundation to fall back on when adversity happens. You know, I'm not the coach that's going to tell you your relationship is going to be so perfect and you're never going to have a rainy day. Bull crap. You'll have it. It'll come, no matter how great your partner is, no matter how wonderful you are, no matter how bomb your relationship is. Listen, just to be honest, keep it real, a buck, I think I have a fabulous relationship. I think I have one of the dopest relationships that I know of. But it comes with its flaws. It comes with us having to find new ways to communicate with one another, to express ourselves, to you know, just be vulnerable and continue to build on what we have built back in 2003 and 2006 before we actually got married. So you have to, it's important that you go through these stages. It's important that you really truly get to know the why. I'm very big on understanding the why of a person. Why are you with this person? You don't truly know that until you go through that dating period and you kick it with them as friends, until you get into that committed relationship where you are learning them as your significant other, and then ultimately marriage. Because when you get there, now you should know how to deal with them. Now you should know how to talk to them, what buttons to push, what buttons not to push, and things of that sort. So this is really important for the healthy, to have a healthy relationship. I know a lot of times we tend to look at celebrities and we take their words as the gospel, and we, you know, because I saw a lot of people in her comments like, yeah, this is this, that, and the third. But yeah, technically on paper you are single, but in your mind, your mindset has to be, I'm in this committed relationship because I'm trying to get somewhere. I got to test this relationship to see if it's going to withstand this marriage that I'm trying to obtain. So you have to get your fingers wet. You got to get your, forget the saying, you got to get your hands wet, your feet dirty to truly know if this is going to work or not. That's experience. That's what's going to teach you. That's what it's going to, you know, experience. That's what it is. And so I just wanted to hop on and share my thoughts on this, single until married. Yes, from a standpoint of on paper, you are single till you're married. But if you are trying to get to marriage really with a man or a woman, your mindset has to be, okay, there's levels to this. There's that dating phase. My mindset is shifting now into this committed, I'm in this committed relationship. I'm learning my partner. I'm learning my future wife. I'm learning my future husband. And then that's what is going to create this bomb relationship. So don't skip those steps. You know, do not skip steps. I cannot reiterate that enough. So I just want to, you know, like I said, come on and say that, go through each stage and make sure that you are embracing and learning all you can in those stages. I learned so much about my husband when we were just developing our friendship for real, from the time that we actually got into a committed relationship where we were learning each other, up until now. I'm almost 15 years into marriage this summer, and I'm still learning him every single day, learning new ways to talk to him or address certain matters or whatever the case may be. It's always going to be a learning process, and that's why you don't want to skip the step. Because if you don't start out knowing how to learn this person, that's what's going to make your marriage difficult, because you're always going to learn. You know, regardless of how long you've been married, 20, 30, 40 years. I grew up around long-term marriages. My mom has been married to my stepdad over 20 years, and they have been together over 30 years. I'll be 33 this year, so 32 years. My grandparents have been married over 50 years. So I grew up around long-term marriages, so I saw how they work, and that's how I know that they're not easy. I've never once heard them describe marriage as easy. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Should it be hard? Absolutely not. But you're gonna have days where you're gonna have difficult moments. But if you don't skip those steps and you truly learn that, that's how you overcome. That's how you prevent divorce. So you want to go through these stages of dating in a committed relationship to marriage. But like I said, you have to communicate, hey, I'm dating to married. And the time frame, obviously, it's going to look different for everybody. You know, my time frame went from 2003, friends, 2004, we were together, 2005, it was like every year we went up a notch. So, you know, don't focus on my numbers, don't focus on somebody else's numbers. Whatever God has in store for you, you move with discernment. You make sure you talk to the Lord before you make any movements in your relationships, because that's where your help and your strength is going to come from. That's where your guidance is going to come from. So don't get so caught up on, my clock is ticking, I don't have time for this, I need some kids now. Don't worry about all that. Because here's the thing, when you worry about that stuff, that's when it controls your mind and you start thinking, oh wait, I could skip this step, or I don't need to learn this about this person, I'll figure it out later. No, feel all of that, deal with all of that. So I'm gonna head out. Remember, most people don't jump right into a marriage. They take these steps. You know, there's very few people, you know, like Love is Blind, where people just get married without truly knowing who they're married. Don't let that fairy tale fool you. Take the time, get to know somebody. And I'm saying this from experience as somebody who is considered to have a fairy tale story, whatever that is. But take it from me, you definitely want to work the system and have, you know, that foundation to fall back on. That's what makes dope marriages. That's what makes dope love. That's what makes it. So, you know, do that and you'll be totally fine. So I hope you guys all have a blessed evening. Drop a comment below if you want to chat about this particular topic. I would love to hear from you. I'm very open to communicating about this. It's about elevating your mindset and going up each level. We sing a song in our church, every round goes higher and higher. That's particularly what it is in your relationship. It's going to go up. You should be going upward. You should not be going downward. You should be every stage that you're in, it should be elevating to the point where, okay, I can truly make this firm decision. I'm ready for the ultimate commitment of marriage with this person. I can go the distance with this person. So, like I said, I'm going to check out and make sure you guys follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Love Inspiry. Make sure you download the podcast, leave us a review, please, and like us and subscribe to us on YouTube. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a blessed one.